What's up, Metal Brethren? Scott Tanic One coming at you again live from the dungeon with yet another album review. And before I get into the album and band, I really want to just say this right off the bat about this band in particular. They are a love 'em or hate 'em band. There's no other way to say that. Some people love this band and cling to every word that they say, and other people just think they're trendy. Me personally, I don't cling to every word that this band has to say, but I am a big fan of this band. I think they're one of the better extreme metal acts, and let's go ahead and get into it. It's Cradle of Filth with the Hammer of the Witches. Um, Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is one of those bands that's constantly plagued with lineup changes. If you guys may or may not know, Paul Allender, who is a principal core member of this band, has finally stepped out of Cradle of Filth, and there's pretty much an entirely new band except for the drummer. The drummer's been on like the last two or three records, but anyway, I think this is a refreshing lineup change. This is not a slight to Paul Allender whatsoever, but I think the dual guitar attack that they're coming with on this record is just something I think Danny and company just really needed to. Something he needed to do. Have no illusion, this is Danny Filth's band, which which is great. I mean, I think Danny Filth is one of those unsung vocalists. He's got such a rare and unique vocal delivery. It's just like there's no one else out there in the scene like him, and I dig that. I dig the vibe of most of Cradle's records. There's a few that I think are kind of, but that's just me personally. I celebrate this band quite a bit. I mean, I love their stuff. Um, that being said, we're going to get into this album in particular, and this one's going to be a beast because I love almost every track on this record. Some of the instrumentals are just great. Then we're going to get into Yours Immortally, a really great lead-off track. I mean, Danny's vocals are just amazing on this track in particular. A Shrine to Crematoria is probably one of the highlights of this record. Really great vibe going on it. There's a new female vocalist in this band. Her name is Lindsay Schoolcraft, and honestly, I think she is a perfect fit in this band. The last couple female vocalists, Sarah Jezebel, one of whatever her effing last name is, she was part of the classic lineup, but I think what Lindsay brings to the table is just much better. She sounds better. She plays another instrument. It's just rounds out the sound of Cradle. The two guitarists on this, I forget their names right off the bat, but I think their attack on this record is just amazing. Then you get into tracks like Deflowering the Maidenhead, Displeasuring the Goddess, which is a very long track, but man, it's just great stuff. Blackest Magic Put to Practice, or sorry, Blackest Magic in Practice is my favorite on this record. The whole atmosphere of this song in particular is just, Danny mourning the death of, like a witch lover. I mean, there's a lot of witchcraft themes going on in this record that, I find personally just captivating. Every track on this one, to me, just hits on another frame of just the grand picture that is Cradle of Filth. This is a really, progressive band. I think a lot of people will say a lot of their albums sound pretty much recycled. Like this one sounds like this one sounds like this one. And I couldn't disagree with you more because I think Cradle kind of brings a different vibe on each record. They are the masters of concept records. I think some of their concept records are just stellar. Cruelty and the Beast being one, Godspeed on the Devil's Thunder being another, Damnation in a Day being another great concept record. But this one's not a concept record. It's got similar themes going on throughout, but it's not like a concept, kind of like, like Godspeed on the Devil's Thunder or Darkly Venus Versa. Couple bonus tracks on this one that are alright, but I look at this album as an album in whole, and it's just a strong outing by Cradle. I really can't praise this one enough. To me, this is the album of the year so far. There's been like Lamb of God's got a good one. Slayer, I just talked about the Repentless album, and that one's really great. And then there's Book of Souls that I just kind of didn't dig. But this one in particular, I mean, I've listened to this one a lot, especially since it came out in July, and it's one I just keep going back to, just because of the fact that it's so par for the course for Cradle, but at the same time, it brings a lot of new elements. Especially, I'm really digging this new lineup, man. I really hope this lineup stays with the band. I really hope Lindsay stays in the band. I hope this is the permanent lineup for Cradle of Filth. I mean, time will tell. Some more standout tracks are definitely Right Wing of the Garden Triptych, which is the kickoff single for this album. I heard this one, and the first time I heard it before the album was released, I was kind of on the fence about it. But with multiple plays, this one just grows on you. And the atmosphere that's on this one is very similar to me as 2014 Satanist by Behemoth. I just think this album was really great. A lot of people have slammed this record already just because they don't like Cradle of Filth. And I'm going to be honest, Cradle of Filth is not everybody's band. But yet, at the same time, they bring a lot of new elements to the symphonic black metal genre. A lot of people, some people's going to disagree with me saying they're not a black metal band. They're like a Hot Topic band. Well, you know what? The hell with that elitist bull crap, I think this is one of those bands that are just, they get better with age. I'm going to go ahead and rate this beast for you. Hammer of the Witches, I'm going to give 5 out of 5. This one is my front runner for album of the year. I mean, it brings so many elements to the table that I just really dig on. But you know what? You may disagree with me. You may call me a fanboy. Whatever you want to say. Hit me up in the comments. Subscribe or unsubscribe, Whatever. Scotanic1 here. Keep it metal, brethren. Later on.